Hello, 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 everyone. Kim from K&RP here. I just had a little bit of a glitch happen. For some reason, my welcoming chat disappeared, and I don't know what's going on. Um, anyway, welcome to my channel. It's Kim from K&RP here, southeastern Manitoba. Currently 16 degrees Celsius, which means it is 61 degrees Fahrenheit. This is just very strange. I feel like I'm all by myself. We'll see what's happening. Anyway, I had a thought that I would like to try and create paper paisley pieces, like Kimbits. Cut them out and then decorate them up with paints, etc. So that's kind of what I would like to do today. I don't know if this is actually working. Let me just check and message somebody who I think would be here. Anne, are you here? Let me just check. Um, okay, I'm just going to message Anne, see if she's around. Hiya, had a glitch. I hear. It says I'm live. So we're just going to go for it. If people find me, great. If not, I guess this is just going to be one of those little hidden videos. We'll see what happens. I don't know. All right. So, way back 12 years ago, I did a painting. Okay, she says I'm not on YouTube yet. I am live and streaming. It was weird. I am here. Okay. So, 12 years ago, I entered a local competition. It was a juried art competition. And I did a painting called Paisley Promises. Hey, Miriam, welcome. So, this painting was juried and judged, and oh, I got major glare. Let me just go turn that other light off, and hopefully, you'll be able to see this picture on my tablet. The painting has sold, so I don't have the original painting anymore. But this is the painting I did and I entered. And the juried, the critics, the people running the thing, hi, Anne, welcome. They said that it needed more depth. And I'm thinking, it's paisley. How can you do more depth with paisley? But now, 12 years later, I kind of have an idea of how I can do it with more depth. But that was a painting, and I want to try doing it with paper scraps to make Kimbits. But paisley Kimbits. So this is going to be an experiment. I have a vision. I'm not sure it's going to go where I want it to. It could take a left turn. You know how it works in my world. So I'm going to just use a bunch of scraps, and we're going to start with the top. Like, we're going to do the little pieces and then glue them on to bigger pieces and bigger pieces and bigger pieces. May I? May you what? I don't know what you want to do. I have no idea, but sure, you can laugh. Go for it. I seriously, I don't know how they thought I could have paisley's flat. It's fabric depth. Anyway, so we're going to start with the little circles and we're going to work around it because I thought if I did the big swoopy thing, teardrop, I don't know what it's called, scallop. Um, then I have to cut smaller pieces. So I'm going to work top to bottom in my visions. So I'm just pulling out papers, and because it's paisley, it can be anything, right? We're just going to chop it up anyway. So it starts with a circle-ish kind of thing, usually, and they turn them into flowers. I'm going to trace this and I'm going to cut it, and you know what? We're not going to worry. See, now that's going to be really big. That's okay. We'll do a big paisley. So this is going to be the one where it's on top, and like this lost it. Where'd it go? Go away. This piece here in the center, I've got my tablet plugged in, so it's not stretching very far. The center in the big lump of the teardrop, I don't, are they teardrops? What are they, guys? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it onto this. No. I'm going to glue it onto this blue. And the thing is, we're going to come back and doodle them and make them really interesting anyway, right? I'm thinking we're going to do this. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You know how it goes, right? You start and you've got an idea, and those squirrels build this nest, and next thing you know, you're on the railroad track. The commas, okay. Floral commas, I like that. Okay, so we've got it on that one. So now I'm going to go around it and do a bit of a tail, almost like a teardrop. This one's going to be like a teardrop. Maybe like a flame. I don't know. I don't know. This is really thin paper. That's okay. So that's the second piece. Of course, we're going to embellish that one. Now I could put it on the red. I think I'm going to do 3 paper layers. I think 3 paper layers will do it. 3, maybe 4. 1, 2. Most of the ones that I painted are 3. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm going to put it on the... I didn't really like it against that. Or the red. So I'm going to glue it onto here next. And just do a thin around it. Thin around it? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to just do it so that it's more like a frame. And yeah, you know what? I could paint these. I enjoyed painting that paisley. But I've got the bits. So it's like, let's use the bits. Wow, I sure can't cut very straight, guys. But we knew that. That's why I wobble cut everything. We're not measuring. We're winging. We're winging it. You know my world is a bunch of wings. Okay, so that's 3 layers. These papers are really thin. So I definitely, though, don't want to go over 4 pieces because we don't want the bulk in our books, right? These are pretty boring colors. Let's find something a little bit brighter now. Let's use this yellow. And this one we're going to do the big swoopy thing with. I am going to try and do the big swoopy thing with it. Let's do it on this side. And it can go a little closer there, like that. We'll put it on the paper like that and cut around it. We're going to make a couple of these first, and then we're going to decorate them. Because looking at not necessarily the ones I painted, but other ones online. Some of them do like the dot painting, the mandala kind of dot painting stuff. So that's kind of what I am aiming for. Something that we can just decorate up and have some fun with. So we're going to come around like this. And we're going to swoop and curl. No, we're not. We're just going to make it nice and like this. This one doesn't have a big curly tail. So now I see that I probably should have. This point isn't as nice as I would have liked, but you know what? It's an experiment. We're working on it. It's coming together. It's coming together. So now I'm going to take and make a circle out of this corner here, this bright yellow. Does it fit? Does it fit? Just. You know what? I thought of that, Miriam, that if I started with the bigger one and worked my way down, I don't know that I would have like this blue one on top of the lighter blue one. I don't know that I would have it wouldn't fit as nice, if that makes sense. No, see, that's too big a circle because I don't have all the yellow there. I'll do it here. Um, that I don't think I can get it smaller and fit nicely. You know what I mean? That my capabilities of going smaller aren't going to be as good as going bigger. I'm not explaining myself correctly. Sorry. I hope you understand what I mean. I just think that if I work from small to large instead of large to small, okay, we've got another circle for the next one. And we're going to glue it onto this pink. Yeah, I have to kind of have to do it my way. Hey, Jane, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Have you had a good summer? I am trying to make paisley, paper paisley things, and then we're going to decorate them. I'm just going to make a couple first, and then we're going to do the random decorating of them. And of course, I'm not measuring or anything. I am just cutting and hoping for the best. Because that's the way we do it in my world. Too close a color? I think so. I think I have to go back to like a blue. Everything's stuck together. So did you have a good summer, Jean? Haven't seen you for a while. Have you created anything fabulous? Well, everything you create's fabulous, but you know what I mean. We are making paisley paper bits because I have an idea. I had done this painting 12 years ago, and now I want to see if I can create paisley bits in paper so that I can just use them as text spots in journals. Miriam, do you follow Create with Becca? She's having a celebration for her reaching 1,000 people, and what she's planning on doing is 24-hour marathon with other uh, YouTubers that are up and coming, don't have lots of subscribers. All right, good. Me too. Okay, so I've got 3 layers. I'm going 4 maximum. And again, I'm going to be decorating these. I'm going to pull out some paints because I'd rather use paints than markers. Um, I've got some cool metallics that I could add. Maybe a bit of bling. We'll see. We're just experimenting here. We're just having some fun and trying things out. I need a bigger piece. I hadn't really planned on making them this big. I was kind of hoping that I could fit them on an ATC, but that will come with practice and time. Practice and time, right? I'm just looking for something that will give me a bigger background. I could use this. This is kind of nice, and I wouldn't even have to decorate it that much. I could just use this as the background and then do a nice edge. Well, maybe not. Um, I like the purple, except I'm using this one. See, I'm getting carried away. Must pay attention. So as I say, I'm going to put 3 or 4 together, and then we're going to embellish them. All right. So we're going to go around. That's better. Yes, no? I still think it needed to be. I'm not cutting it close enough here. That's better. That's more like it. Much more like it. Trying to get this point matching that point. I can do that with this one too. I can come in on this one, just a bit of a recut so it's more in the center and out. There we go. So that's 2. Oh, I'm getting bigger. No, getting bigger. No. This is going in the garbage. Let's find something smaller. Smaller circle, smaller circle. That's what I was using. This one's smaller. This is smaller. Again, just trying to use up some of my scraps. And I'm just using the circle as a guideline. I'm not necessarily cutting directly on it. Oh, you slowly getting back in crafting? Okay. You had a busy summer then? I have been hiding from the smoke most of the summer, so I've got lots of crafting in. Okay, so there's going to be my center. Let's do it on the yellow next. Let's do it down here because I don't want to waste too much paper, even though, I got lots. Let's put it there. Did you manage to get away for a while, Jean? Hi, Liz. Welcome. Hi, Patty. Is Patty here? Okay, so we're going to go around the circle. And this one's the teardrop shape first. Whoop. It's not quite even. Let's come back and try and even that side out with that side. I'm just thinking for when I'm doing the other decorating, it's a bit better. So I've got purple. Let's do a pink. I don't think I've got any pink, do I? Oh, a little bit here. This is going to be a little bit bigger. I'm just winging this, guys. I am just winging it. I could have used these little dots, these little punched out circles. You could use, if you had little flower punches so that it's already scalloped around the edges, those would be wonderful. Yes, please thumbs up. I would appreciate that. So that's 3 layers, one more. What do I want to back this with? How about a red? Didn't do a red. Not sure I like it with the red. Although it's got the nice yellow with it as well, so I could get away with it. Doesn't matter, it's paisley. Paisley is one of those weird pattern things that they put together all kinds of strange things and it works. It works. So we'll go like this. Maybe if I start at the point and come up and go back to the point instead of at the round. What do you think? Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay. We want to curl around to a point. I'm going to have to come back and maybe not. Because they kind of have a tail, something, right? That's the trick, guys. You got to start at the point. Well, it's kind of goofy looking, but hey, you know what? This is my first attempt at cutting paisley. Try hitting the live chat instead of the top chat, Liz. Up on above your chat screen there, it will say live chat or talk chat. If you click that to live chat, you should get everybody. Me too, Anne. I love paisley. In fact, my husband's best friend, they've been friends since kindergarten, maybe even before. They went all through school together. He's still in our lives. Like, my kids call him uncle and whatever. Um, he says his favorite color is paisley. In fact, he's named one of his cats paisley. He had two cats. He named them Paisley and Argyle, his two favorite colors. Interesting man, that one. Okay, so now I've got these. Probably if I outline each section first with black, and then I can start elaborating. Does that make sense? So I know this pen is not waterproof, but this is going to give us an idea of a better idea of where the shapes are. I obviously put this in some wet glue. Can you see where the shapes are better? It's still burning, Jean. I know. It's making me crazy. It's a 2 here today for air quality, so I can actually go out and be in my yard without having to take anything for it. But yeah, it's just been an absolutely brutal summer being cooped up. Now, of course, I can come back over these black lines and do like a doodle in ink down them. Right now, I just want to get to show you where the lines are that what we have to work with, if that makes sense. Because these two are very close in color. Oh, lovely. Oh, no problem, Liz. Hi. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you. All right. I really like that purple background. I'm not sure that I'm going to do much of anything with that purple. I like the way the flowers kind of show. And I know that when you've got paisley fabric, oh yeah, I glued the tip of this. Let's see if I can get it clear. From Ontario to Alaska, my goodness. That's going to be a rough trip finding lodging and stuff because of all the firefighters. From all the other countries needing lodging and stuff. Okay, so we've got this. Now, let's grab, I have a lid. I've got some white paint on it. because I was doodling with that earlier. Not necessarily wanting white. Um, I'm going to start by going on the inside of this green, and I don't know if I want to draw it first or if I'm going to paint it and then draw it, like edge it. Does that make sense? Anyone? 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 Just a regular craft paint. I'm not going to use any metallics or anything yet. We're going to just play. Okay. So I'm not going to start in the center. This second last teardrop is very, very thin. So I think I'm going to go and put white dots all the way around it. And to do that, I'm going to use the tip of this paintbrush this way around, and I'm going to do the dots with the paintbrush. And it's okay if it goes over onto the yellow part. It's totally okay. Do they enjoy living in Holland, Jean? Are they originally from Canada? I know that you're in Canada, but is that like is this was this their original country? I have a granddaughter touring Europe right now, and she is so in love with Europe that I'm not sure. I know she's coming home because she's going to be working at a ski resort for the winter, but I've got a feeling she's going to end up living in Europe. Okay, so we've got the white dots. Already, it's changed the appearance of this. Now we could do bigger dots around the center one. We could do, what I'm thinking is this blue on the inside. I'd like to border it with something. I'm not sure. I'm not necessarily wanting dots. And I think I want a darker blue. I think that's too light for what I envision. I've got a bin of paint under my desk, so I'm just digging through. Why don't I just use, no, I don't know that I want black. I want like a dark blue. Thought I had a dark blue here. I do. I have this peacock blue. That will be what I will use for this part. Thanks. And for this, I'm going to do, it's an S mark. I used to do a lot of toll painting and stuff way back in the past, like the decorative painting. So an S mark is just, oh, I need a glass of water to rinse my brush. Sorry guys, be right back. You know, it doesn't take me long. It's right around the corner here. I had one and I moved it off my desk because I didn't know if I was going to paint or not. So I'm going to just use this nice little brush, a delicate kind of brush, and I'm going to dip it in the paint. And this is an S mark. And I use it when I use inks a lot of times. when I do edgings on the pages in the journals, an S mark. So this is a little bit thick for what I'm envisioning, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to see what happens. We're playing here today. We're always playing, but you know what I mean? I just want something really. I don't think I have another short bristle brush that is this fine. I maybe should have used that acrylic ink instead. But I'm thinking this is going to be just okay. I think it's going to be okay. Maybe I should have used the black. But the thing is that with the acrylic inks, I can come back with my scratch pen and go over these with black, or one edge of them with black. So it just gives like a nice little effect around the edges of this. I'll hold it up and show you guys right away. I could even go down the center with white ink. I could put polka dots in them. Oh, what about yellow polka dots in them? I'm having fun. A bus. Something you can eat and sleep in, like a motorhome. They rent motorhomes, don't they? Hey, Angela, welcome. I'm trying to make paper paisley pieces. So I've glued layers together, and now I am just embellishing. So I've done the S marks around that one. I've done the dots on that one. How about what are we going to do in this blue here? I'm thinking some kind of folk arty, because to me paisley is really folk arty. What about, I've got an idea. I'm going to try it. I'm going to have to dig through the brushes and find one that I like for this. This is golden acrylic benzimidazole yellow light. I got this in the sample kit after I watched one of the videos that Anne told me about. Okay, I don't have the kind of brush I want there. Dig out the brushes. Dig out your brushes. I want a round brush. Let's try this one. That might be a little big. Little big. That's a little smaller. I can see what I want to do, guys. I'm going to use this one. This is a what? Absolutely no name, must be a dollar store brush. Hey, Jan, welcome. I start getting those papers together. I'm not quite done yet. So I want it kind of pointy. Sorry if I got muck on my hands, guys. You know how I work. So I want to go like this. Like that. Ugh, I just put my fingers in the white dots. I can fix it. I can fix it. So it's a whole different look. than when we started, right? Like just a totally different look. Now around that green, how about if I do it almost like a stitching mark, just little black dashes, so it looks like it was hand sewn kind of thing. But again, you know what? This isn't going to look like it's got depth. It's going to look flat because I haven't come with pencil crayons and done shading or anything, right? It's still going to look flat. I don't know. We'll color on this one and see if we can give it the depth that the judges thought that I needed on that painting. We will try various things because we're playing today. I had an idea and I'm dragging you guys down the rabbit hole with me. Okay, so let's just do a stitch line and I'm going to go right on where they join together. So I'm on both the blue and the green. And of course, if I did dots, I could go back and do them so they look like little water drops or whatever. Not sure how far I want to go. How much work do you want to put into what you're doing? Right? Arcturus's name is Miriam, Jan. Super talented, multilingual. See, so I did the little stitchy dots. Oh, focus. Are we focused? You can see them even if it's not focused. Okay, so I figured a lot of them have like a flower in the center. I'm just going to put this aside to dry for now because I know I'm going to drag my hand through the yellow, etc. This one, I said we're going to color out of room. Out of room. Over there with you. Don't roll your chair back because you're going to knock everything off. Let's make this look like a little bit of depth. So this is orange and yellow. Let's just take the orange and go along the outside of this. You're Crayola. Why aren't you coloring? There we go. There we go. It's because the glue's still wet underneath. It doesn't pick up the color very well when the glue's wet underneath. Or doodles, yes. It is a great way to play with mark making. And like I say, I figure if I glue it onto another backing, I can use it as tuck spots, whatever. You know, it's just another page filler using up stuff. Okay. That orange doesn't appear to want to play as nice as I want it to. This is the same orange. You know what? It's just stupid. Not having a good one. It's not being nice today, guys. Sorry. No. Nope. Okay, so the glue on that is still wet. So it's not playing as nice as I would like it. What other color have I got on here? I've got a greeny blue. Let's use this as the shadow on the edges. Oh, this is going nice. It's a much softer lead, which is nice. So I'm just going around the edge with this blue, and I'm going to do the inside and the outside. I will show you. Okay, first let's show you. This is before I'm doing much shadowing. Okay, now I'm going to do the shadowing with this blue around both edges. Was that too quick a visual? And now it's too late because I've gone all the way around the outside with this blue. Now I've gone around the inside with that blue. Oh, buying a motorhome, okay. Then dangles are a great way to get practice too. Then I'm going to come with the white and I'm going to go down the center with the white. And that gives it that little bit of depth. That little bit of depth, that's all we needed. Now I'm going to do that with the pink. We need a darker pink, almost like a raspberry would be nice. Oh, sorry. Here comes the pencil sharpener. And of course, I'll go around between the two with black. I'm going to do all the edges that kind of meet. So now I'm going around the circle, the yellow circle with the dark pink, the raspberry. Again, just regular Crayola pencil crayon. And then the white, just to give it some highlight down the center. Just a little bit in the point. I know, really doesn't look like much now. Yeah. I live in southeastern Manitoba, Jean. Oh, now I'm dipping the pencil crayons in the paint. Let's try this orange again. I don't know why it's yellow isn't taking it. There we go. There we go. Now it's doing it. Now it's doing it. Good. I was narrating to myself as I was playing on Friday with Jean, and she goes, "You always talk to yourself like that when you're crafting, Kim?" And it's like, yeah, my kids call it narrating. I do that with a lot of things. Again, white down the center. Okay. Need a dark purple. I don't know if you guys have the same problem I do, but I'm mistaking purples and browns for each other quite a bit. And it's really wild. I don't know why I'm doing that. This purple is more red than the purple that I used for the paint on that paper. All right. Here we go. So, yeah, it doesn't look like much now, but now we get to play. Now we get to play. Ugh, see? Let the paint dry, Kim. Don't touch things. Don't touch things. So, and then you throw pencils on the floor so you know the interiors of the leads are all shattered now. Slow down. Just slow down. Now I'm going to use this brush. It actually has letters and numbers on it. It's a low Cornell Taklon brush 4350-2. It's an American painter. It's a liner brush. I love liner brushes. I'm going to use that with the black. And I am going to go around the edges. Again, I could do this with ink and my scratch pen. But sometimes I just feel like getting a paintbrush in my hand again. Totally different. Totally different. Jan, I've got a lot of people waiting for me to send that package to you to see if we like this shipper. So you're going to be the tester for many of us. It's going to be a great experiment. Can't wait to see how well it works. I found a shipper that's much cheaper than our Canada Post, so they say. And evidently they're going to they can pick up right at my house, which I appreciate. So I'm going to put a package of various book pages and stuff and send them to Jan. I'm using her as my test run. So I'm working on getting 100 pages together because I want to see how much 100 pages weighs, what kind of package I need for it, etc., etc. Okay, so now that's supposed to give it depth. Fires are far from us. I'm in southeastern Manitoba, Jean. We're bald ass prairie here. Pardon the language, but it's where I am. Okay, now let's decide what we're going to do with this. How about if we do like a daisy here? Because I like doing daisies. They're fast, simple, and I can do them fairly well. Guess I'll do it this way because many times paisley is on the side. Let's get a little dry. A little dry, add a little bit of water. Make it work. Hey, Sherry, welcome. Yeah. Darn smoke. So again, I'm just going to do a daisy kind of thing. Now I've added too much water to it so that you can't see it. It's there. I'll have to come back and outline it with some black. But I will definitely use ink for it because the paint will be too thick. Let's give it a yellow center. And then we could do like green vines around, vines and leaves around the rest of that. How are you today, Sherry? Sherry has been crocheting some flowers. They're really cute. I'm pretty lucky. People send me pictures of what they're working on, and I feel just so thrilled that people share their work with me like that. Whoop, a little thick. It's okay. I can make it work. And we'll just do little leaves. And again, I'm painting these leaves like this, but I will come and embellish them with inks and stuff after. These are going to be pretty intense paisleys by the time I'm done. Don't know how well you can see it. Now in that blue around, what do we want to do? Do we want to do dots? Do we want to do like those loopy things? By loopy things, I'm talking along the edge and going like this. Hey, Roll, how are ya? I'm good, thanks. Nobody's talking to me. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do it in black because I can. Yeah, his vacation spots did sound absolutely awesome. Okay, so black. Going to do black. I'm going to start at the point because what's the point? Kind of follows through with those roses on the edge as well. Just line. Oh, yeah. Own bed, definitely. Something about your own bed, really. Again, these, if you guys please try it, do your own thing. But I would love to see your take on how to do paisley. With your painty papers or, you know, as I was saying, so many paisleys are done on plain papers and then embellished. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that some of my painty papers are swearing at each other. Oh, getting thick. Kim, stop it. But it's all a learning process. 12,000 kilometers in 2 weeks. Whoa, that's crazy. Oh, that and didn't quite tune out that I should have done both sides and around instead of going all the way around, but that's okay. Hey, Belinda, welcome. Welcome. Nice to see you, hun. I am making paisley bits today. I'm using up scraps. Surprise. So this one, I'm waiting for paint to dry because I went a little crazy with the paint. I will be coming back with pen and ink and doing additional embellishments. I don't know that I want to do more for that. It does show that it's lighter and it's got depth to me. Yeah, mistakes are fine. Oh no, low blood pressure isn't fun. And this almost looks like a sunset now that I'm looking at it. But I've never seen paisley with a sunset in the middle. Could be interesting. It can be very scary. Your screen is frozen? Oh no. You know what, Belinda? I had some sort of a glitch when I started. So I don't know if that's going to be carrying over onto people or not. So I'm going to add more white to this daisy because it's really kind of hard to see. Now it's such a heavy pattern on the outside, like that purple pattern. I don't know that I want to add anything to it. I think anything I add to it is just going to make it swear. Um, so maybe what I would do is I don't know what I'm going to do. Suggestions? My arty friends, suggestions for what I can do with that outside? Just leave it, I'm thinking. Maybe take that raspberry and go on the outside as well. Just give it a little bit of definition. Belinda's on vacation too right now. So that's why she's talking about the time zone differences. Because normally Belinda's on the East Coast and now she's on the West Coast on vacation. So I'm just in the middle. Yeah, I think I like it with just the uh, raspberry around the edges. You're right. I think I like it just like that. Yeah. So there's going to be a flower in the middle. I might add just a little bit more white in the arches kind of thing. And I'm going to embellish the leaves and outline that daisy. So that has to sit for now. I think what I'm going to do with this flower is I'm just going to do that raspberry around it and leave it. Although I could just go over the purple outlines with the raspberry. So it's a little bit on the white, so it looks like it's a little bit more colored. It's nice to have some color in our lives. Better. Gives it that bit more depth too. Roll, was it better is it in English? Or do we have to read subtitles? You speak 7 languages, so I'm sure that. Okay, so I don't know that I want to do such a heavy black around this one. Um, I'm going to do that S marks around the between the yellow and the pink, though. This brush has the bristles are so long. Um, it's not as well controlled as if it had shorter bristles. So it's a little bit mucky. It's okay. We are experimenting. And the thing being is, I'm looking at it really close up. When things are done, a lot of people just look at them and it's aesthetically pleasing. They don't magnifying glass it and look for flaws. You know what I mean? Unless it's something really blatant, like if I dropped the black paint on it and left it. So it's kind of like a little bit of a scallopy kind of edge. I think maybe what I will do is I am going to do black dots around that rose in the middle. I'm just going to use the tip of the brush. I want them pretty small. Guess I could use a toothpick, then they'd be more not necessarily symmetrical, but even. Kind of liking this. You know what? I might just do an entire line of paisley Kimbits because they're fun. And I've got a lot of scrap paper to use up. Hey, Joni, welcome, welcome. So now on the yellow that's there, suggestions as to what we should put in there? How about if I do yellow polka dots, larger polka dots, and then I come back and I outline them with black ink and do a white polka dot on them stamp? That's awfully little to put a stamp on. That's only like a quarter inch, if that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused. I've got tea. And I don't want to drink my water. Yeah, I don't know that I've got like a little stamp, maybe a little stencil I could use if I had a little stencil. I don't think I've got little stamps that will fit in there. I really don't. Okay, let's move on to the pink. We'll think about that yellow after. And this one, I am going to use that raspberry along the edges again. But this time, I'm just going to go around the outside edge. And the reason I'm doing the shading, those of you who have come in now, is 12 years ago, I had painted a picture called Paisley Promises. And I entered it in an art competition. It was a juried competition. And the judge's remarks stated that it needed more depth. And since it was the first juried competition I was in, I just kind of thought, how can I do more depth? Like, I don't understand why Paisley should have depth. Okay, Miriam, thanks for coming. I appreciate you being here. I love the little zines you guys were working on your live this morning. So, anyway, they said that it needed more depth. So, I'm thinking as I'm doing the collaging, I'm going to try and give things a little bit more depth with using colored pencils for shadowing. So, I did the outside. Let's do the. Oh, it was the white that hit the floor. Oh no, where did it go? I dropped a couple of colored pencils, and my white was one of them. So I know now that when I'm sharpening it, I have to be aware of broken leads. Okay, so I'm just going to run the white pencil crayon along here so that it's lighter. Okay, what are we doing on the pink? Yes, enjoy dinner, and I hope Maxie's feeling better. I hope that gets under control. What are we going to do in the pink? How about we did these half things here? I wonder if I could do something like the, when you're doing mandalas and you're doing a thing, you do these kind of shapes. I don't know what those shapes are. Ivy? I can't paint ivy that little, Jan. Something like that. And then I would need like a red or a pink paint. I don't know that I've got a dark pink. Or purple. Maybe in purple. I could do it in purple. That's brown. That's black. You know what? How about if I just do it in black? But really thin black. So maybe more with ink than paint. Okay, Belinda, no problem. Yeah, no, I can't paint ivy that fine. um, Nobody's giving me ideas. I don't know that I can do that shape. Let's see. It's paper, right? I can throw it out. I like pink and black too. I like black with everything. So I'm going to start by doing the end one. Just so that I know where I'm going, kind of thing. Let's do that one again. And it's quiet because I'm concentrating. I like that effect. This is like doing a mandala, but not round. Oh, guys, I'm having lots of fun with this. This is my style, right? This is totally a total Kimbit. So I'm going to do this end one so that it shows better, like that, like that. So then, if I was doing a mandala, a lot of times they would color between the things in black, or they would do like little lines between. I think that I would like to do the lines between. I don't know if I've got a steady enough hand to do it with paint, but we will find out. Oh, guys, I like it. I have a mourning dove living in my backyard, and I can hear him. I'm in the basement, and I can hear him. He must be on my deck. Likes to sit on the post on my deck. I'll show you. It does look like flower petals. Now I'm going to go all the way around. Solid dots, sewing stitch kind of lines, maybe. I think I'll do the sewing stitch kind of lines. Come on. And I'm not doing it right on the edge this time. I'm a little bit away from the edge. Wow. Sure looks different than when I started. I was wondering if these papers were swearing at each other, and they're not. Not now. Well, you guys might think they are, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Jan, I know that you would use that kind of a mark in your Zentangles, that petal thing that I just did. How do you fill it in? Because I know that sometimes they'll do uh, dots or something on the inside of them. And then around here, how about if I go from the outside in and I do these half circle things? I'm going to start here and work my way around. Oh, that's going to be tough. No, I'm going to start here. Maybe I wanted to do this in white. Maybe I have to come back and do it in white after, or with polka dots or something. Maybe. Again, this is just taking mandalas to a whole different level. I like doing mandalas too. Mandalas. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Everybody's got their own way, of course. And if you've got those fun edging scissors, you can give your things wonderful shape, scalloped edges, and you know, they don't have to be flat like this, but I didn't know if how hard it would be to get this kind of a shape using the edging scissors. I also thought that if I drew a bunch and ran them through the Cricut, but then I would be working from big to small again, that I'm not sure that how well that would work for me. I will show you right away. Sometimes dots, yeah. Right. Okay. We'll see what it looks like when I finish doing this scallopy kind of thing. I'm trying not to smudge. I've got my finger on wet paint right now, holding it still. I guess I could use a pencil and its eraser, which I've done in the past, but patience is not a very strong point in my life, says she who's using a liner brush and has used liner brushes to paint entire pieces of furniture. So yeah, I think I have to do something in the middle of the petals. Maybe a black dot. Stop it, camera. Focus, please. Maybe come in with 3 black dots in the middle of the petals. I still need to do something on that yellow around that flower. Um, Also, I can come back and embellish this with like one of my metallic inks. That would be really stunning. I'm thinking. That yellow paint is not dry yet, guys. What is this? One of their open paints? So we need something around the yellow. And let's see what happens when I put a black dot, pardon me, in the petals. Hmm. Where to start? I'm just going to do one black dot. Well, that works. Oh, it does work very nicely. Again, it's totally up to you how you want to do your stuff. I like the black dots. It's really wild. It would be so different just on plain papers instead of the painted papers. I've got so much plain paper too that I could use. Still looking for an idea for that yellow, in that yellow X's maybe? Anyone? Nobody's talking to me. Hmm. What about just circles? Open circles? Swirly. Oh, yeah, I could do swirly circles. Let's do swirly circles. Where am I going to touch it that's dry enough to hold it? You know what? I have to do that with ink. I need to do that with ink. So we're just going to grab the dip pen and the ink. And I'm going to close this and it's going to make a big black mess everywhere. I think it needs to be finer. Swirly circles need to be finer. That flows beautifully. Yeah, the swirly circles are fantastic. Thank you, Anne. I think the X's would have been too sharp, like too harsh for this. If you know what I mean, that it's the swirly circles are much more delicate. Oh, see, I didn't add pencil crayon to this to give it the depth. It's okay. Oops. Yeah, you're right. Although sometimes they have leaves and stuff in them too, right? So I'm going to use this pen as well, and I'm going to do one more row of lines. Yep, yep. Don't know how well you can see it, but it's not showing the really fine little lines inside the other ones. So I think I'm going to call this one done. Do you guys agree that that one is done? Yeah, chickens draw their little figures. It would. It would. All right. So let's start. I've got my pen now. So I'm going to start by doing the petals on the daisy. Outline the daisy. Then I'm going to do the leaves. Just sharpen them up a little bit. Because right now they just kind of look like green blobs. So Jan's been Zentangling. What's everybody else been up to? Melinda's on vacation. Okay, what are we doing in this orange? We never decided. And I'm going to do just a black line down the center of these things here. What are we doing in the center? You just trying to relax? Yeah. Are the temperatures very high there right now, Belinda? So I like the little lines in the middle of those things too. Something in the middle of that yellow. How about if I do a circle and then these kind of petal things around it? Let's see if I can do that freehand. Oh, Grabley's on the. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm experimenting. We can't be perfect right off the bat, right? Not bad. Not bad. Over 90? Okay, that's warm. Yeah, hot. It's cloudy here today. We're supposed to get rain. I would love it to rain. I would. I would. I'm just doodling now. Just doodling. Not focusing. There we go. Maybe. Do we consider this one done? Your plates are too warped to cut well? Aw. Yeah, my plates are pretty warped and cracked and scratched. So that's two complete, guys. Now we got this one. Now we've got this one. So I'm going to start by circling all the white dots. Boring for you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just do half, show you what it looks like, and then continue offline. Whoa. I like it. I like it. I think I am going to come back with white ink and go over those blue S marks. Maybe I'll polka dot them. We'll see. We will see what we feel like. Those of you who do Zentangles could certainly Zentangle these to the nth degree. Think of how much fun they would be. You've got areas to do different patterns in. Oh, please do some and post them on my group. I can't wait. And think how cute these would look just on a journal page. Really, let me grab. Do I have like a journal that I'm working on right here? Of course I do. They're up there. I just have to reach. Well, let's not create a craft a lunch. Or let's do and whatever. So you've got your journal page. And you use this as a tuck spot. Isn't that fun? I think that's fun. Mind you, my idea of fun is necessarily your idea of fun. Oh, so now I've got this thing here. I want to go like this, and like this, and like this, and down. This, and like this, and down. This yellow paint is still tacky. It's gumming up my my pen. So I have to go pretty lightly. Oh, big blob of black around this. That's okay. I'm going to come back and put white polka dots on that. A Bohemian journal? Oh, yeah. I haven't started playing with them yet, Belinda. I don't want to ruin them. This almost has like a blue jean effect. That blue that I used almost looks like a denim. Something in the center and something around the edge. Anyone? Anyone? I'm thinking more Bohemian journal because it's got lots of color. Oh, I mean, if you did them really delicately and used all neutrals and things, it would be lovely in the Jane Austen journal. This one, I was going for a flower kind of look, so that's why I'm going to take the white and do dots once that ink is dry. It's fuzzy. Now we need something in here. Hoard and hide the red. Yeah, I'm not hiding it. It's right here beside me. I don't want to touch it. It got black on my hands, but it's right here beside me. I will use it. I will definitely use it. Let's see. If I have a toothpick, a clean toothpick, preferably. Reasonably clean toothpick, even. That's reasonably clean. Then I'm going to go in this white paint. I'm just going to put little white dots on this. Oh, yeah. Still really wet. Come on. I will come back and do it again when the paint and ink are dry. Oh, Sherry, I love your paisley blob things. I don't know. Miriam called them commas. Oh, I can't wait to see them all done up. So, okay, so we've got to this point. What am I putting in the center of this one? Thanks, Dina. These are the other two that I have played with. Just experimenting. I'm just, you know, playing. Are you on your channel this evening, Dana? I watched Becca and Mrs. Gigi earlier, and she said that she wasn't sure if you guys were on your channel or where you guys were going to be this evening. Okay, so I don't know what I want to do around the edge. I don't know what I want to do around here. And I still have this blue. I might leave the way it is. I like those shapes. They turned out lovely. She's got hers curled so beautifully, ladies. It's gorgeous. Now you cut another shape to go on the inside in a different color. This is what I did. I started with the circle because I worked backwards. And then I glued it on and cut out a shape, glued it on another piece of paper, cut out another teardroppy shape, and then I put it on the last one and cut it out. But they're lovely, and I love the way the hearts turned out too. The tails that she did on her base of her paisley, when she cut the heart, it I can't describe it. I'll have to draw it. Blank paper. Blank paper. Look, I have a piece of paper. So if she had the heart, the paisley shape would be cut out from here. So it's got just a really nice swoop. That would be the paisley piece. And it would almost be like the stem of an apple, but it's missing, right? Yeah, jelly plate papers. That's what I'm using too. Well, just painty papers in general. I'm not sure if they all came off my gel plate or not, but oh yeah, and I'm supposed to be making them look dimensional, right? So I should have like shadowing and things not happening on this one. I do like the idea of, you know what, I'm going to use white ink because I want to use the pen to go around those S's. This is Liquitex acrylic ink. The other stuff was golden acrylic ink. This is where I broke down and actually bought supplies, named supplies, other than just using what I have. Okay, so I've got the S's. I'm going along the edge of the S. On the inside towards the center. And seriously, you guys can just doodle these to the nth degree. I just needed something different, and like I say, I thought of paisley and the painting that I had done. And I looked, and nobody's really doing collage paisley. There are coloring books with paisley. There are so many other things with paisley, but there's no real collage with paisley. So I had to try it. So I don't know if you can see the white against the blue. I see one I missed right at the very top there. I love paisley too. There we go. Now they all have white. That's the name of Jer's cat, John Paisley, because he always said that was his favorite color. That and Argyle. Maybe we'll have to play with Argyle next Sunday. Okay, what are we doing in the center and what are we doing on the outside? Anyone? Anyone? What about if I did big blue S's down the yellow and then I doodled on them with the white ink? Still no idea for the center. I like the idea of the big blue S's though. So again, I'm using the liner brush, the low Cornell liner brush with that blue. And I'm going to start at, whoa, that's a big blob. I don't want that big a blob. Although I want them fairly thick. Maybe I need a thicker brush. You know what? I'm going to use a thicker brush. I'm going to use that no name brush because I want them so that I can doodle on them. So I'm going to start at the point and work my way up each side. And they don't look that thick, but they're still big enough that I can doodle on them. Yep, very thick. Some of them are very thick. It's okay. It's hand done, right? And when you're doing anything by hand, sometimes things are thicker and sometimes things are not thicker. It's all in the control. And as you age, your control sometimes isn't quite as good. Okay, what did I just put my finger in that I stuck to? I can't see a big blob of black. We're okay. We are okay. All right. So now I'm going to go with the white ink. No, I'm not because that paint's still very wet. Do 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 do. And you can see that I didn't cut that straight evenly. Whatever. It's okay. I'll put something there. Not sure what, but we'll figure it out. Let's do something with that yellow in the center. I could do a spiral in yellow and then do it in polka dots. Or I've got an idea. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm using that big no name brush and I'm going to do a yellow spiral to start in the center. And I want it thick. Can we see it on this green? Not really. I can see it, but I don't know that you will be able to see it. So then for sure what I will do is I will go along the inside edge with black. I can see it because the paint's wet. There's too much yellow in that green, so it blends in. You know what? I'm going to add some white. That will definitely help. Should help us to see it if it's not so translucent. I guess it's almost transparent. Okay. Uh-oh. Hey, Malia! Welcome, welcome. I'm making paisley bits because it was something different to do and I wanted to see if we could play. Well, I knew we could play. I just wanted to know if we could create paisley. So then what I'm going to do is I am going to take some black paint and the liner brush and I'm going to go along the center of the spiral. Oh, I just dipped it in the ink, didn't I? Well, that works too. And again. Shaking my head at myself. I bet you guys could see. Thanks, Malia. Okay, so now I've gone around the inside of the spiral. You cannot see the yellow paint against that green. I can see it very, very, very palely. Palely? Is that a word? It is now. So I'm going to wait for that yellow to dry. Let's do the white dots around that other one here. Let's use the toothpick. And I'm going to use the ink because it flows nicer. Okay, now I'm going to use the white and I'm going to go on the inside edge of the S's the way I did on the other one using the dip pen. That's not the dip pen. The dip pen and the white ink. Being very careful. Being very careful not to dip my fingers in the wet paint to muck up what we just did. And then I think I'm going to use the black ink on the outside of the S's. And then maybe I'll do stripes on the S's if they're big enough. Or, like, I don't know. No, some of them definitely aren't big enough. ink, paint everywhere. Don't touch. I'm not very good at cutting out the outside part of the um, paisleys, but I think that's going to come with practice. I did practice this beforehand. I just figured we're going to do a whole learning experience together. Like I say, I can come back with my metallic inks and do tiny dots or outline things with the metallics, and it could be pretty. Er, oops. This nib does not like to stay in the pen. I have no idea what kind of nib it was. This came from when my dad was working way back. These are the nibs that they used to write with at work. And he had a box of them, so I've got a few left. So I did do the inside white, like you can see down here, more the white than you can up around. Now I'm going to go on the other side with the black. So it just kind of looks like black, blue, and white stripes. It's kind of interesting. I'm thinking these will make really cool text spots in journals, Malia, or something. I don't know. It's just something else to play with. Okay, have to. Just not holding down. It will hold it down firmly with a pencil and eraser compared to wet fingers and smudging everything. And you know what's really funny, guys? My daughter thinks it's just hilarious. I hate the sound of a pencil on paper. I am, Dana. I am. I mentioned it to Miriam. She wants to do it too. I hate the sound of pencil on paper, and I hate the feel of pencil on paper, yet I can do these scritchy, scratchy nibs on paper. Yeah, these are too big for ATCs. I had planned on making them little because I thought they would be wonderful for ATCs, but that's not the way it worked out. And I think too, doing it big for the first time or six will get the feel of it so that I can eventually work smaller. Like the first Goonie birds I did were huge. Now I can do them to fit ATCs or, you know, whatever. And they're done. I think I'm just going to leave those the way they are now. They're fun. I am going to do something with that spiral in the middle. I'm going to leave this denim look the way it is. So I really cannot see the yellow in the middle. So maybe what I need to do is come at it with a pencil crayon. It really has to be dry then. Do the spiral in pencil crayon so that you can see it. Hmm. What about if I outline it with white? Let's try outlining it with white first. Do the other side with white. Because I kind of had the idea that I would go over them so it looked like it was kind of rounded. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I'll explain in a minute. Oh, it's going over wet paint. That's why it's stuttering and making not funness. Not funness. Mhm. Yeah, Kim makes up words. Oh, Becca's 1K stream is October 9th, 8th, 9th. It's a 24-hour stream. It's a streamathon. Okay, so I don't know now if you can see the white. So what I was thinking, if I have this spiral, and it's kind of thick, right? Yeah, I'm using pencil crayon, colored pencils, whatever you call it, wherever you are. Okay, so say that's the curve of the spiral. So then I was thinking of coming with black or white and doing those kind of marks. So it looks like it's curved. Focus! Not yelling at you, Anne. Does that make sense? I don't know that this is an original project. I showed at the beginning of the stream, I had painted a picture that I entered in an art competition of paisley, and it was called Paisley Promises. And the judges, because it was juried, they always give you a critique, and they said that it didn't have enough depth to it. And all I did was shake my head, going, "How the hell do you make paisley have depth?" Pardon the language, guys. Anyway, how do you make it have depth? So I figured, I don't know why after 12 years it was bugging me today. And the painting's so old. So I have like, it's just strange how things is Canadian Thanksgiving. Oh no. I have to find out what the, yeah, deep paisleys. Like, what the heck? Paisley, it's flat. So then I figured, okay, let's see if I can do this and make it have depth. So this one I did shading, etc., on to see if it would have some sort of depth. This one too, I did some shading. So it still looks flat to me. I have to think about that Thanksgiving thing because I think they're doing Thanksgiving here at my place. Well, so yeah. So I'm trying to give my paisley depth, and I'm dragging you guys down my rabbit hole with me. Yeah. As I say, it's just bizarre on what tweaks my head some days. So if I was to do that, I would have to do it like this. Okay. We're going to try that. And yep, paint's still wet. And scratch pen on it. I'm carving the paint, is what I'm doing. I don't know. But I have to admit, I'm having fun. Yeah, me too, Jen. I mean, when I was originally painting, because it was folk art, there wasn't, it was pretty, bland. And it's only been recently that I've started doing, no, I can't say just recently, but, you know, it's not something I originally learned when I taught myself how to art like that. Stop it. All right. So I did the three I put together as my test runs. I figured I would do it. We'd put them together and then doodle them. So I'm happy with the way they turned out. Like I said, I can come back with metallic inks or whatever and do some additional play. I could go on and on and on and embellish them even more. You guys, you could put diamond dots on them. You could put lace on, whatever, make it your way. But I'm thinking for a first attempt at paisleys, collaged paisleys, let's put them on a white piece of paper and fold them up so you guys can see them. And of course, they're by no means flat because it's paper and they got wet with glue and things this way. Me too, Malia. I'm a shallow artist. But I think I've developed a new Kimbit. So I'm going to keep on making these once I'm offline after I throw soup on for supper. I will come back down and play. I'm going to let you guys go. It's been 2.25 hours. It's kind of short for me, but when I first started streaming, I wanted to be on for an hour, and some days, we do go over. Anyway, today I've got company coming later to pick up plants and things, so have a wonderful day. Hey, John, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. How was the crepe brunch today? Did you have it? Oh, excellent. Go for a walk. Yeah, while it's breathable out there. Can't wait to see what you do with your paisleys that you cut out. All right. Yeah, I haven't had one for a while, but it will happen. All right, guys. Take care, everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you all. Thanks for people up in the balcony and anybody who watches the replays. Hugs, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.